Hey, what's up guys? This is Professor MJ, PhD in Statistics and University Professor, and I'm back for my week number 8 picks. In this video, I'm going to let you know about my top pick of the week, which is graded 4 stars, and I'm also going to talk about a couple of leans. So without further ado, let's get this party started. Alright, so my top pick of the week goes to the New York Jets plus 6 points at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and this play is graded 4 stars. Well, this is a perfect example of overreaction to recent results. The line is clearly inflated because of the humiliation inflicted by the Pats to the Jets on national television Monday night. Sam Darnold looked awful by turning the ball over 5 times. But does that make him the worst QB in the league all of a sudden? Of course not. As usual, Bill Belichick came up with a smart plan, and it worked to perfection. New York's offensive line could not figure out which players were going to blitz, and Darnold was under duress all game long. Since I'm a statistics guy, let's look at the numbers. In Darnold's 2 other games, he completed 51 of his 73 passes for a great 70% completion rate. He also threw 380 passes versus just 1 pick. And those games occurred against above-average defenses, the Bills and the Cowboys. This dreadful loss against what may be the best team in the league does not make the Jets a super bad team suddenly. The Vegas line before the season began on the number of regular season wins for the Jets was 7.5, which was about the same for Jacksonville, by the way. Sure, the Jets are now 1-5, but Luke Falk was the quarterback for 3 of those games. To me, the Jets and the Jags are pretty much of equal strength. So in my opinion, and you may or may not agree with me, the Jacksonville Jaguars should be favored by 3 or 4 points, 4.5 at most. So this 6-point spread seems like a bargain to me. Here are a couple of elements not favoring New York. They lose 1 day of rest and preparation after playing the Monday Nighter. And the matchup against the Jags is sandwiched between a couple of divisional games against the Pats and the Dolphins. Now the good news. Here are some factors favoring New York. They'll want to avenge a 31-12 loss in Jacksonville last year, and they will be playing with a chip on their shoulder after such an embarrassing performance on national television. The Jets are coming off a stretch of 4 weeks where they were at home on 3 of them, and the Jags could be looking ahead to a critical showdown against the Texans next week. So give me the Jets as 6-point underdogs in this one. Alright, now let me tell you about an unofficial pick. I'm taking the Titans as 2.5-point favorites over the Tampa Bay Bucs. Now, I rarely bet against teams coming off a bye week, but I'm going to do it here. This is a non-conference road game for Tampa, which is not super motivating for them. And this meeting also marks a sandwich game for the Bucs. They are coming off key games against the Saints and the Panthers, and they are going to face the Seahawks next week. Meanwhile, the Titans are at home for a 3rd time in 4 weeks. People often focus much more on each team's offense, but they overlook their defense, and in this case, it's a total mismatch. The Bucs have allowed an average of 31 points per game. What? While the Titans have just surrendered an average of 16 points per game. In fact, Tennessee has not allowed more than 20 points in any of their first 7 contests, which is exceptional. When two evenly matched teams face each other, the point spread usually favors the home team by about 3 points. In this case, Tennessee is established as 2.5 point favorites, which implies Tampa is a slightly better team. I disagree, as I feel the Titans are a bit stronger, especially with Ryan Tannehill under center. To me, he's a better QB than Marcus Mariota. Switching QBs was a smart move by head coach Mike Vrabel, in my opinion. So I'm going with the Titans in this one. Alright, let's do a last one. I'm going with the Denver Broncos plus 6 points at the Colts. Let's start with the good news for Indy. They will be at home for a third consecutive week, while the Broncos will be traveling through a couple of time zones to play an early Sunday game. That being said, what are the factors helping the Broncos? Well, first, they get 3 additional days of rest following a Thursday night game against the Chiefs, so they get more time to game plan against Indy. And the Broncos have also spent quite a bit of time at home recently. Out of the past 4 weeks, they were home on 3 of them. Moreover, I expect Denver to rebound after such an embarrassing performance on national TV against KC. And on the other side, you've got the Colts coming off a huge divisional meeting against the Texans, so they might experience a bit of a drop-off in terms of motivation. Denver's defense is pretty solid. They have allowed an average of just 19 points per game. So as 6-point underdogs, they can certainly keep it close enough to cover the spread. So I like Denver in this one. Just like I did last week, I'm going to shoot a video presenting many picks on player proposition bets. Last week, these picks went 6 and 6, but I'm very confident that we're going to go above 500 this week. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on these picks. Thanks for watching. I'm Professor MJ, a Statistics University professor. I'll see you soon.